Welcome to the deep dive.
We're exploring insights from Horse and Chariot, which it's this great source blending old Christian wisdom with some very practical stuff for, today. Today, we're looking at something pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it's this connection, right, between mastering an art like painting or music and cultivating virtue, character.
Exactly. And our sources today, they blend ancient wisdom, think Aristotle, St. Thomas Aquinas, with Christian teachings. It's quite a mix.
It really is. And our goal here for you listening is to unpack how real excellence, whether it's a skill you have or who you are inside, it's not about these one-off moments.
Right. Not just isolated acts.
No, it's about habit, consistent practice, stuff that changes not just what you do, but fundamentally who you are.
Okay, so let's jump into that core idea. It comes up in our sources, often linked to Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit.
Mm-hmm.
How does this play out with, skills we can see, external stuff, like an athlete or maybe a craftsman?
Well, that's a great starting point. Think about a gymnast. That incredible grace you see, It didn't just appear. It's built on, thousands of hours. Falling, failing, getting back up, correcting.
Trying again and again.
Exactly. And it's the same for any great artist, musician, speaker, you name it, salesperson, surgeon. Mastery isn't just poof genius.
No.
It's the result of doing the work countless times over and over until it just clicks. It becomes second nature.
It makes sense for skills. We can see that. But how does this same idea work for internal excellence, for virtue? The sources draw a parallel here, don't they?
They do, and this is where it gets really interesting, because while art, you could say, shapes the body and the mind,
skills,
virtue, according to our sources, shapes the heart, the soul.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to become courageous, truly courageous, you have to habitually do courageous things, acts of courage. Again and again.
And patience. Same idea.
Same idea. You practice patience, lean into it, even when it's, frankly, painful, when everything in you wants to snap.
Or honesty.
Honesty, too, especially when it's hard, when it makes you vulnerable, maybe exposes something you'd rather hide, you choose it anyway.
So doing this consistently, it's not just about acting brave or patient. It actually changes you.
It fundamentally changes who you are.
It becomes like muscle memory, but for your character.
That's a perfect way to put it. Muscle memory for character. It gets to the point where not doing what's courageous or patient or honest when the situation calls for it,
right.
Well, it starts to feel almost impossible. It feels unnatural not to. So virtue, as our sources define it, is a habitual and stable disposition toward the moral good.
Habitual and stable. Okay.
Right, meaning it's not flimsy, and it's not something you develop overnight, just like you can't decide today to be a world-class rock climber tomorrow.
Right, it takes time. Serious effort.
Consistent, persistent practice, choosing the good, turning away from the bad, again and again and again, until it's just solidified. Part of your character, stamped onto your soul, as the sources say.
Wow. The sources use this analogy. A master painter who can create something beautiful with just a single stroke. Effortless, it seems.
Right, because the skill is so deeply ingrained.
And the virtuous person is similar. They move through life with this moral precision, not because they're constantly thinking, okay, it must be good now, because goodness has become their nature.
Exactly. They have become good. Their character is shaped that way. It flows from who they are.
And St. Thomas Aquinas has a point on this too, right? About the artist.
He does. He says something like, the test of the artist does not lie in the will with which he goes to work, but in the excellence of the work he produces.
Meaning it's not about trying hard in the moment, but about the quality that naturally comes out.
Precisely. The virtuous life isn't a performance you put on. It's an excellence that shines from within. It's authentic. And you can extend that analogy with a musician, just as their hands seem to become part of the instrument.
Yeah, totally connected.
In a similar way, your soul, your mind, your will, your emotions, your passions, they can become like an extension of.
Well, the sources say Christ, perfected by grace, ordered by love, and guided by that ingrained virtue. Okay, it sounds like a really long journey. Maybe even be daunting.
It is a long journey, no doubt.
But the sources offer some encouragement here, right?
They do. They basically say, look, don't get bogged down by how far you still have to go.
Just focus on the next thing.
Yeah, just take the next step. Make the next right choice. Form that habit. Build that spiritual muscle. Keep forging the character, little by little.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. Because if you stay the course day by day, Virtue won't just be your habit. It'll become your identity, who you are. In the Christian context, it's about becoming who God wills you to be.
The art of a holy life.
The excellence of the soul. That's what it's aiming at.
So here's something to think about as we wrap up. How does this whole conversation make you see your own character? Is it like a masterpiece? Not one sculpted in a few grand moments? But shaped constantly, right?
Yeah.
Through all those tiny everyday choices, those little habits. So the question is, what kind of internal masterpiece are you shaping right now with your daily habits?